Let us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or beauty unthinkable, but to stand together as one. It's just Sunnahfollowers streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnahfollowers.
Message from Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab, wear your prayers, be proud of your prayers. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the law, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are inviting your donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Growing your deed and learning about the beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the day of judgment is Sadaqah Jariyah. Yes, I know, I'm trying to build these daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free, and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the SunnahFollowers.net website, pressing the Donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen, guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, Sadaqah Jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the day of judgment. Sister Laila, Sister Laila, Sister Laila, Sister Laila, got your right and family, make it cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
Excuse me. Okay. Inna alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. Welcome everybody to our next class here at Sunnahfollowers, which is our class on the articles of belief. This is our class on the articles of belief, and this is based on the book written by written by Muhammad Saeed Atlee. Okay, and for those of you who have not yet purchased this book, you want to go to atleeonline.com and pick up a copy of this book entitled The Articles of Belief. And we've been speaking about one of the articles of belief, which is belief in the day of judgment. And when we talk about how as Muslims we believe in the day of judgment, what are the things that we believe concerning this day? Who can answer that? When we say that we believe in the day of judgment, what are some of the things that we believe concerning this day? Anyone?
The weighing of the deeds and the settling of the scores.
I believe in the weighing of the deeds that will occur on that day. That means all the deeds we've done in this world, good and bad, will be brought forward. Okay. And also the settling of the scores. What does it mean when we say that there will be settling of the scores? Can anybody remember what that entails? What is the settling of the scores? What does it entail? Can anybody remember?
It means whenever you did something to someone, you will answer for it. So like basically if you did something to someone, backbiting them or slandering them or something, they're gonna get your deeds.
Exactly. You know, the settling of the scores, whatever, whoever you harmed, that you didn't make it right. And I'm going to talk about that. Let we talk about the people you slandered. A lot of Muslims don't understand part of repentance from slandering and backbiting is this. And I don't hear other daya talk about it because they probably don't know, because they don't know the hadiths. Okay, again, you have to go to all the people that you spoke bad about that person to and tell them. You know, a lot of people think, oh, all I got to do is apologize to you. No, no, no. Apologizing to me is not setting it right. The way to apologize to me is by going to the people that you spoke badly about me to. And you have to set the score right with them. You have to let them know that what you did was wrong, that you should not have done that you were a bad person for doing that. And if it entails slander, oh, you destroyed my reputation. So you don't come to me and tell me you sorry. No, that ain't going to make my reputation better. You have to go to all the people that you slandered me to and tell them that you were a liar, because a slanderer is a liar. Okay, you have to admit to all the people that you slandered me to, that you said some horrific things about me that were not true. That's the only way you can make it right to get me back my reputation. Because remember, as a Muslim, my honor, my life, and my property are sacred. So a lot of these Muslims today, they think all you got to do is come to me. No, in fact, you ain't got to come to me at all. Because if you come to me, it's going to make me hate you. If you come to me and tell me that you slandered me, I'm going to hate you. I'm going to hate you for the sake of Allah, because you destroyed my reputation and you can't bring that back. As the prophet said, to destroy a person's reputation is the same as if you took a knife and sliced their head off. So don't come to me and tell me nothing. Go to the people that you lied about me to. So that's the selling of the scores. For those of you who have not done it in this world, for those of us who did not go and make right the wrongs that we did in this world against the people, you're going to have to, on the day of judgment, stand and give all your good deeds to me and take my bad deeds. Which would you prefer? Which of the favors of your Lord would you prefer? Would you prefer to take on all my bad deeds and lose yours, your good ones? Or would it be easier for you to go and tell the people that you're a liar? Admit to the people that you're a liar, that you lied on another Muslim. You guys see that? It's your choice. Save your face in this world, and your face will be blackened on the day of judgment. Y'all understand that? When we talk about how on the day of judgment, some people's faces will be blackened. Allah says in the Quran, on the day of judgment, some people's faces will be blackened. This is what he's talking about. The people that didn't make it right. You did settle the score in this world with those Muslims you oppressed with your tongue. Well, Allah is going to blacken your face on the day of judgment. So when we say we believe, in the day of judgment, we believe everything that Allah has told us about it. And we also spoke the last time we met in this class about how belief in the day of judgment also includes believing in what's going to happen in that grave. What's going to happen in the grave. And what did we speak about last week in regards to the grave? What is going to happen in the grave? Who can talk about that with us? What's happening in the grave? Anyone? Anyone?
You're gonna
go ahead.
Once you're lowered into your grave, you're gonna be visited by 2 angels, and they're gonna question you about 3 things. Who is your Lord, what is your religion, and who is your prophet? And the true believer will answer those like immediately, but then the hypocrites and the non-believers, they'll be confused, or they'll say, I don't know, even though, like, say they're Muslim by name in this world, even though they know the answer, it's not going to come out of their mouth. If you're a true believer, then you'll be put in a form of, your soul will be put in a form of a green bird flying around the throne of Allah. And if you're a hypocrite, you'll be smashed in the head with like a bar, and it's going to be heard by everything other than us and the jinns, and your soul is going to be put in hell.
MashaAllah. Excellent. Good job, Ayah. That's Ayah, wasn't it, Ayah, guys? Good job. You summarized that beautifully. Exactly. That's going to happen. And a lot of people ask the question. A lot of Muslims say, well, Sister Laila, since we already know what the questions are that Allah is going to answer, we just memorize them and we'll be able to answer them. It won't work that way. If you were a hypocrite, if you were not practicing your religion as you should, Allah will make your throat constrict, whereas you won't be able to get the answer out. The only people that will be able to get it out are the true people who practiced it, who believed it and put it in action. Everybody understand that? So thinking that, oh, I know what the questions of the graves are, so I'll be able to say it, that's not going to happen. And that's something scary for all of us to ponder. You in that grave trying to get that answer out and it won't come past your. That's when you know. And by the way, will you know before we even reach the grave, will a person know if they're going to paradise or hell before then? Before you?
Yes.
Okay, how?
Because the ugly man will come to you for your bad deeds, and then the good ones will come to you showing you your place. So you will know before we get in the grave, right?
Before you enter the grave.
Oh yeah, well we'll know what the soul is written in the book, book Aline, or I forgot the names of it, but it will be written down where you're gonna go. Exactly,
guys. You're gonna know as soon as the angel of death pull your soul. And this is a question that a lot of Muslims don't understand. When you're dying, when a person dies, they know then if they're going to paradise or hell. The angels will tell you when they come to take your soul out of you, and it's not going to be one angel. There are several angels that will be there. When they pull your soul from your throat, they will tell you whether you're going to hell or paradise. And when they carry your soul up to paradise, what happens if you're a person that's going to be in the hellfire? When they take your soul up to write it down in the book, what happens to it after they write it down into hell, guys?
Your soul gonna be thrown back into your body hard, just thrown down. And if it's going to paradise, then it'll be e-body.
Exactly. If you're going to hell, they're not going to if you're going to hell, after your name is written in that book, they're just going to throw you. and your soul will be thrown down into your body. But if you're a person of paradise, they'll bring it. The angels will gather your soul in that beautiful sack and bring it back down to earth and put it back in your body. Y'all understand? So the person will know. That's why the prophet said we should fear death, because you're going to know. And that's why if you watch people die, they so scared. You watch when their soul is being pulled, they see it. Their eyes are big because they've received the news. They've received the news. When the angels come to take your soul, if you are good Muslim, they'll say, come out, good soul. And they'll calm you down. The angels of your shoulders will appear. Your jinn's going to appear too. If you are good, dying in good standing with Allah, the angels of your shoulders will calm you down. And they will say, come out to the pleasure of your Lord. That's why some people die with a smile on their face, because as their soul is being, the angels of their shoulders are telling them, come out. You're going to have a good ending to the pleasure of your soul. But if that person died in bad standing with Allah, you smoking that weed, smoking that cigarette, fornicating, you ain't been praying, you ain't been wearing hijab, whatever your problem is, they will yank your soul out. They'll say, come out, you evil soul, come out to the punishment of your Lord. So that's why you see a lot of people die scared. No, they fight it. No, they're terrified because they're being told they're being yanked out, saying, come out to the anger and punishment of your Lord. So yes, we will know immediately. When the angel of death visits you to take that soul, you're going to know. That's why the prophet said, fear the destroyer of pleasure, meaning fear death. And the last time we met, we talked about what happens to the Muslim. For the Muslims, when our souls are taken, and then when we are in the grave, we went over how the angels will appear and ask us those questions. The answers will come out easy for us. And then a handsome man will appear and say he represents our good deeds. And then will we see our places in paradise and hell when we're in the grave, guys?
Yes.
Yes. And each and every one of us have two houses. We have a house in hell and we have a house in paradise. For those of us who die in good standing with Allah, will be shown our house in hell and will be told this would have been your home. But since you died in good standing with Allah, look at your home now. And that's when we'll see our home in paradise. And then our soul will be placed in the green bird, okay? And our body will be told to sleep. We talked about that the other day, the last time we met for this class. Today, discuss what happens to the hypocrite. What's the hypocrite? Who can explain what a hypocrite is? What is a hypocrite? When I use the term hypocrite, who am I speaking about? Can anybody tell me what a hypocrite is? Who the hypocrite is? How does Islam define it?
A hypocrite is.
What?
Oh, go ahead, Mina. Well, let me try and mean, and then you can help me if I'm wrong. A hypocrite is one who, what he says is not the truth. What he says is not the truth. He lies. He can't be trusted.
Okay, the hypocrite, that's Webster's dictionary. I want you to tell me, how does Islam define what is a hypocrite according to our religion? How does Islam define a hypocrite?
Okay.
As whatever. Okay, Lisa, I'm sorry. And the hypocrite in Islam is basically a person that comes around the Muslims acting like they believe in what we believe in, and then go around when they're not around us, say like, I don't believe in that, or whatever the case may be. But when they're around us, they're acting like they're Muslims. They're
So,
hypocrites.
okay, so who can give me a better definition, a more downright simple definition? How does Islam define a hypocrite? Sister Trey has the answer right. And I want y'all to write it down. A hypocrite is a person that claims to be a Muslim, but in reality, he's not. Just that simple. Good job, Sister Trey. A hypocrite is a person that says that they are a Muslim, but in reality, they're not. That's what makes them worse than a kafir. A Muslim, I'm telling you that I believe in Allah. I look like you, I dress like you, I pray next to you at the mosque. We fast together during Ramadan. I'm sitting in your website claiming that I'm learning a religion, but in reality, I don't believe in any of it. That's a hypocrite in Islam. Okay? Y'all understand that? They are people who claim to be Muslim, but in reality, they are not. So what's the difference between a hypocrite and a kafir? The correct answer is a hypocrite is a kafir who pretends to be a Muslim. That's it. Y'all understand? So I want y'all to remember how to explain it the way I did, in plain, simple, grassroots English. Because a lot of Muslims are deluded. They think we can, and just because a person's a Muslim, we make them our friend and trust them. Nope. 99% of the Muslims that come around you are hypocrites. That's the truth. You'd be surprised. There's more hypocrites amongst us than anything else. The Prophet Muhammad, his biggest enemy was not the Jews. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's biggest and worst enemies were those Muslims who really didn't believe in Allah. He had more problems from the hypocrites. They caused more fitna, and there was nothing he could do, because the simple fact that they say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, what does that mean? That means we cannot kill them. We cannot slander them, and their property is sacred. So hypocrites are people who claim to be Muslim, but they really don't, or are not. But even though they claim it, nothing we can do. The fact that they claim to be Muslim means they are protected by us. So they live with us. They pray with us. They eat with us. We can't get rid of them. They're all over the place. And they're creating chaos after chaos after chaos. Okay, y'all got the difference now? All right. So today we're going to speak of what's going to happen to those people. We're going to speak about the punishment that Allah got in store for those people, the hypocrites. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Yeah. Yeah, let's break it down in plain, simple, grassroots English, because I'm telling you, they the worst. We can never get rid of them. They're all around us, keeping problems and chaos going. Yep. Okay. So let me put this on, and let me switch to the PowerPoint, which is up here, right? The punishment. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to speak about what happens in the grave of these people. What's going to happen to them in that grave? All that fitna that they for us, all the problems that they give us. What type of punishments does Allah have in store for them? Okay, let me share this with you guys now so you can, so you can see. Where is it at? Punishment of the grave. There it is. Okay, inshallah, this should pop up on the screen. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is, we're covering today pages 66 through 68 in my book. I have the ebook. So it's 66 to 68 in the ebook. It's probably 68 to 71 in the regular book. Okay, and we're going to speak about the punishment of the grave in regards to those who claim to believe in Allah, but in reality, they don't. Okay. And by the way, it's full screen. Okay, now I can show it. All right, let's look at this. Allah tells us in the Quran, in the interpretation, the meaning, as the person in the grave will see and feel everything. Okay? And this was a question that one of the new sisters, I think it was Sandra, asked the last week. When we're in the grave, will we be able to see and feel what's going on with our soul? If I'm in hell, will I feel the pain? Will I be able to see what's happening to me? If my soul is in a paradise and a green bird, will I feel it in my body? Will I feel the bliss and happiness? Yes. The answer is yes. And as far as how will we see it and feel it, we shouldn't ask that. We simply have to accept what Allah says, because as Allah says, all of them believe in Allah, his angels, his books, his messengers, and everything he said about the hereafter. So don't ask, how is it that even though we're dead and our body is in the grave, while our soul is in hell or paradise, how is it that that dead body that's deteriorating, that's going back to dirt, will still feel it? And that answers that question too. Another person asked the other day, Sister Laila, when we die and our body goes back to dirt, will we still be able to feel everything? The answer is yes. Again, listen to what Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning. This is the book about which there is no doubt, no question. It's a guidance for those who are conscious and believe in Allah. So we have to accept that. Even though your body may turn back to dirt, even though your body will just, the bone will disappear, leaving just the tailbone, you'll still be able to feel every bit of what Allah is giving you. And again, Allah tells us that in order to be righteous, in order to be conscious of Allah, you have to believe in the unseen. And the unseen is paradise, hell, the angels, the jinns, the things that we cannot see in this world. We have to believe that even though we cannot see them, they exist. So for the new shahadas, never ask how. How is it that Allah does or says what he says? Instead, we accept it. We submit to what he says and we accept. That's the righteous people. So the unseen world is true. And the unseen world is real. The unseen world consists of paradise, hell, the grave, what happens in the grave, the angels, the jinn, and all of that. We will not be able to see it as long as we're living on this earth, but we will be able to see it when we die. It's only a matter of death that will cause you to be able to see. If you wake up and you see angels flying around and you see jinn and stuff, that means you dead. If you wake up and see the fire, the hellfire is in your face, you're dead. Because death takes us into the other world, which is known as the afterlife. And you'll be able to see the angels. You'll be able to see everything except Allah. Allah will not manifest himself except to the believers. And that will only be when we enter into paradise in body and soul. Does everybody understand that? This is another question that one of the new shahadas asked. Will we be able to see Allah too? No. Allah is not going to reveal himself to any of us until we cross that bridge into paradise. Okay? If Allah wanted to make himself visible, he could. But he chooses to leave it this way. Why? Because Allah wants us to work at paradise, work at believing in him. If we could see Allah, then we would believe in him. And what would be the point of free will? What is the one thing that makes us higher, of a higher status than the angels and the birds, the bees, the creatures, the trees? It's that free will that Allah gave us. Okay, so the unseen world, it exists. We will not see anything of it until death. And like we talked about the other day, the angels are terrifying. Like the prophet said in that authentic hadith, if we were to look up, if we were like him and could see what Allah allowed him to see, we would look up and see nothing but the whole sky covered with angels prostrating and glorifying Allah out of fear. That's a scary thing. Allah shows mercy to us by not allowing us to see such a scary sight. And the angel of death is the most scariest angel of all to see. So Allah placed a veil between us and the unseen world as a mercy. But even though we can't see these things, we have to know that they do indeed exist. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. A caller call out from heaven and say, my servant has spoken the truth. So spread a bed for him from paradise, clothe him in clothing from paradise, and open up a door for him into paradise. So some of its air and perfume will come to him, and a space will be made for him as far as the eye can see. This is for those of us who die in good standing with Allah. Our grave after the questioning will be made spacious. We'll lie there, our bodies in peace, sniffing, able to smell the scent of paradise. And Allah will dress us in clothing from the unseen world. That means no human being in this world will be able to see the clothing that Allah will dress us in when we're in our graves. And your body will be told to sleep, and your soul will then take that form of a green bird. So again, we have to believe all of that. And belief in the day of judgment, by believing everything Allah says, it brings many benefits. Number one, if we believe these wonderful things that Allah tells us and the scary things, it will awaken the fitra of our heart. This is one of the best ways to awaken the light of your heart, by thinking about the day of judgment. And if once that light is awakened, it will give you a desire to want to obey Allah, to want to change your life, to want to be a better person, so you can have a good ending and gain reward with Allah. Allah tells us about paradise. He tells us about hell and all the particulars. Why? To motivate us, to encourage us, to do the best we can in this world. That when life throws us, when he throws us a curveball, that we look at that curveball for what it really is, which is a test of our faith. So that's the first benefit of believing in the day of judgment. It'll keep your fitra awakened. It will encourage you and cause you to obey Allah. Also, another benefit is that it arouses the fear of Allah's punishment. If you're a person that could care less about paradise or hell, learn about it. And then it'll arouse that fear. It'll make you think twice before you pick up a cigarette. It'll cause you to think twice before you disobey Allah or do something that Allah doesn't want us to do. So that's the second benefit of believing in the day of judgment. And the third benefit is that it will comfort you over matters in this world. It will ease the burden that you may feel about things that you may have been lost in this world, such as a beloved one, money, or even the war in Gaza. A lot of you are going crazy about what's happening, what Allah has caused to happen. And it's not just Gaza. By the way, it's been happening in Africa for decades. Okay, and still is. It'll cause you to accept the qadr of Allah and know that Allah has a plan. His plan is bigger than anything that we can plan. And there's always a cause to a means and a means to an end. And also, thinking about the day of judgment will cause you to reflect on yourself, your own shortcomings. It'll remind you of what your purpose in life is. And it'll be, again, the encouragement to handle whatever trials you face with dignity, humility, and balance. So, belief in the day of judgment, guys, belief in what happens in that grave, Allah went into detail telling us about these things. And the reason that he went into detail is because he wants the best for us. Allah is the one that created us to worship him. That is our purpose. That is what this is all about. And he says over and over in the Quran, do you think that I won't test you? Do you think that you were just created to enjoy life and not be tested? Do you think that just because you say you believe in me, that I'm not going to test you with that? And then out of his mercy, guys, he even tells us how to handle the tests, how to pass our trials. He tells us that when we are faced with hardships in life, like war, like poverty, like hunger, he said the thing that will help us to get through it is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Reflect upon yourself. Reflect upon your belief system. Reflect upon the things that he shared with us about what's going to happen in that grave. Change yourself. Change yourself to that which is pleasing to him. Get your priorities in order. You were created to worship him. So everything we do should be for him, for his sake, not the sake of anyone or anything else. All right, I'm going to stop right here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? Powerful class. I think about death a lot. I talk about it a lot. I think about the grave at least 6 times a day or more. I'm always thinking about the grave, thinking about death, thinking about the day of judgment. It keeps me focused on what my mission is in this world, which is to prove to Allah that it's all about him. All right. Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
I have a question. Does it mean something when one when a deceased person, like their tears come out, but they're like blood, like if they're crying, does that mean something?
No, maybe unless something medical, probably.
Okay.
You know, does it mean anything Islamically? No.
Yes. Okay.
No. But if you got blood, I mean, that's not a good thing to be crying blood. That means you done bust the cells in your eye. You could go blind. You better run to a doctor. That means you need to probably balance your tears. A lot of us got a problem. We can't balance our emotions. Okay, so balance yourself. You don't want to tear up your tear glands.
No, I meant like on a deceased body.
Oh, you mean a dead person's body is doing that?
Yes. Yes. Does it mean something?
Not Islamically.
Okay.
No, Yeah. It could have, but it just means that he busted the cells, unfortunately. Something happened to make his eyes do that. It's a sign of internal bleeding and stuff too. That's a medical thing. I know I've heard of people, you know, that signs of internal bleeding, hemorrhaging of the brain, something like it's a medical thing, but it's not an Islamic thing.
Okay, yeah, no, I had seen it online, so I was just wondering about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a medical thing, not an Islamic thing. Yeah.
That's when the blood come out their nose and their mouth, right?
Yeah, a lot of it depends on what it could be. Yeah, they usually look for signs of bleeding. That means the person's in trauma. Yeah, that's something wrong with the body part. It's not an Islamic thing. Yeah. 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 Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
It's what you said about feeling everything. I kind of walked in and walked out, so I don't know what you were talking about. You said that people would feel everything when they're dead.
Yeah, that was one of the questions too that was asked last week. I think Sister Sandra, will we feel when we're dead? Will the body feel what's going on with the soul? The answer is yes. Even though you're dead, even though the soul will be placed in hell, and even though the body is deteriorating, going back to dirt, the body will feel everything that the soul is experiencing, even though they're not connected together anymore. Everybody understand that? So yes, whatever pain, whatever suffering, even whatever pleasures, your body will feel it. And by the way, Sister Shamsa said a lot of cancer patients go through that. A lot of people with cancer have that blood bleeding out their eyes and nose and orifices. That's usually, Shamsa said, a sign of cancer, some type of cancer or something. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've heard both things, but when a child dies, are they also a green bird, or are they being cared for by the Prophet Ibrahim?
That's the same. When children die, yes, the children are the. Remember, guys, nobody is in paradise in human form. Not the prophets, nobody. Nobody will enter paradise in body and soul until the day of judgment. So there is no human being as we are now in paradise in this form. You're in the form of a green bird. That's the form Allah chose us to take for paradise. So anyone that dies and goes to paradise until the day of judgment, their soul is in the form of a green bird. Your soul is placed in the body of a green bird. And the birds of paradise don't look nothing like the birds in this world. So don't try to figure out how they look. They're nothing like the birds here. They could look like a donkey for all I know. Okay. And as far as the children, the same thing. The children's souls are placed in the form of a green bird, and they are cared for. by Prophet Abraham and his wife Sarah. And Prophet Abraham and his wife Sarah, they're in the form of green birds too, because there is no human being in paradise as a human being until the day of judgment. Y'all understand that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so all of us are in the form of green birds. Yes. Yes. Very good question. In hellfire is different. Nope, ain't no green bird form in hellfire. Your soul will be punished. However, it will be punished, and your soul, remember, the soul is a separate entity from us. The soul is a separate entity. However the soul looks, whatever the soul consists of, it will be punished in hell in its form. The soul will maintain its form. Y'all understand that? The soul is not your body. Only Allah knows how our soul looks. However it looks, it will its form, and it will be punished in hell. But in paradise, it takes the form of a green bird. It will be placed in the body of a green bird. That's the difference. It won't be in no body in hell. It'll just be itself. Yeah, it's a scary thing. Allah goes into detail about these things because he wants us to, we can't say that Allah was unjust. Our Lord is a just Lord. Allah is just. Allah is kind. He's good. You can't say, I didn't know. He's going to say, didn't I tell you what was going to happen in that grave? You chose to disobey me. Didn't I tell you what rewards I would give you if you would listen to me? Just like Allah is going to say to all you weak Muslims on earth today, didn't I tell you what was going to happen in Gaza? What's going on in Gaza is nothing new. What's going on in Gaza has been going on since before Prophet Moses, alayhi salam. This ain't new. History just repeats itself. So he's going to say, this is nothing new. Didn't I tell you it would keep on happening and it will get worse and worse and worse? Then why come you didn't take my, accept my decree? And not only did I tell you that what's going over there would happen, but I also told you what to do when it happens. Muslims today are doing what Allah told us to do since what's happening in Gaza is happening. Not nobody, I don't know that many that's doing what Allah said do. I am. Okay, that's how merciful our Lord is. He told us what's going to happen, what to expect, and how to handle yourself when it do happen. But we don't listen to him. That's where hypocrites come in. What is a hypocrite? A person that claims to be a Muslim, but in reality he ain't. What is a hypocrite? A person that will say, I love Allah and I believe in him, but look at their life. Look at how they're reacting whenever, like the prophet said, faith. What's the source? Sahih Bukhari. The prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, faith will manifest itself when a calamity happens. Your initial response to that calamity determines if you truly believe in Allah or not. And he goes on to say, faith consists of many different components. Patience is a component of faith. Acceptance of the qadr of Allah is a component of faith. The first response a person usually gives is patience. The patience allows you to handle whatever the hardship is, to get control over it. But most of us don't have patience, and most of us do not have acceptance of the qadr of Allah, and we fail the test. The calamities is happening to the Muslims all over the world. It ain't just happening in Gaza. It's happening like crazy in Africa too. Been happening there. People don't seem to care to talk about it. But it's been happening for decades. That genocide's been going on since 2002 in Africa. People don't want to talk about that though. It ain't important. Okay? Our response to all of this determines if we really believe in Allah.
Walaikum Sister Laila. I have a question.
Yes.
When calamity happens, whatever it might be, in the first response, like you say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, like meaning you accept the situation, you know this happened from Allah, whatever the reason, you accept it and you are patient. But what if later on you start, that can make you sad, you can cry about it, and then like it's just you feel like you just cannot hold it anymore, you are not patient, and still you can pray to Allah and say, Allah, give me the ability to accept. Is that like means that you lost patience?
No, that's a person that's handling it. Patience does not mean that you become like this.
Like it can
Patience means that I'm handling it. Crying is not haram. Feeling sad is not haram. That's part of dealing with the problem. What is not patience is panic, like what you see these Muslims doing. Panicking, hating, screaming, hollering, shooting, killing, getting on the internet telling people they going to hell because they drink Starbucks. By the way, I got Starbucks. I got 4 Starbucks in there. Who gonna talk about me today? I want your deeds. Too bad that's the appointment. Give me your deeds. Okay? So, patience means to be able to handle yourself with dignity. That's why the theme of my website is dignity, humility, and balance. That's patience. Patience consists of dignity. That means not losing my cool. I can cry. I can shed tears. The Prophet Muhammad used to shed tears, but I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to say, why did you do this to me, Allah? I'm not going to tear my scarf off and say, I'm done with Islam. Patience consists of dignity, humility, and balance. So, of course, you're going to cry. That's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. But if I get to acting like these idiots are acting about Gaza, why? Why is Allah doing this to people? It's all about the Zionists. They're killing us. We got to boycott. Everybody, you going to hell because you got Starbucks. You going to hell because you a kafir. That's what's not patience. Everybody, to transgress the limits of Allah, that's what's not patience.
Yes, I go ahead.
We're human. Part of being human is to cry. Part of being human is to laugh. Part of being human is to hope. But we don't transgress the limits in that by questioning Allah and asking him why. That's why I take it so personal when I hear my students saying, why is Allah doing this? Why I hate all Arabs? What? I hate Saudi Arabia. I hate Egypt. I hate all the Arab countries because the Arabs ain't doing nothing. Are you out your mind? The Arabs couldn't do nothing if they wanted to. What does Allah say in the Quran? If all mankind and all creation were to come together to help you, they wouldn't be able to lift a finger. I'm in control of this. You're going to hate your brothers and sisters around the world because you can't get a grip on what Allah said. Allah said he will do it. He's been doing it. This ain't nothing new. This has been happening. It's going to get worse. It's going to affect you too. It's going to be right here in America. It's going to be right there in UK. What you going to do then? Kill yourself? Okay. Allah is in control of this earth, this world. Not you, not me, not America, not the Zionists. It's all Allah. If you learn your religion, you see that, because everything that's happening was mapped out to happen. Everything, all that is all following the plan that the prophet told us would happen. Ain't nothing different. Oh yeah, Iran too. Iran is gonna always put their 2 cents in. Do y'all know why? Because they trying to make the Mahdi come out. They believe, these are the Shiites. They believe that Imam Mahdi is hiding in a cave since Allah created Adam. And they thinking that they're going to get involved and stir up the war because they think that they're supposed to make him come out of his cave. The prophet talked about this in all them hadiths. And people of knowledge like myself, we sit back and shake our head and laugh. I mean, I don't even laugh, I cry now. I'm like, these Muslims have lost it. You know? Allah is in control. Ain't nothing here, nothing that he said wouldn't happen. What y'all gonna do when Trump get in office and he's the one that makes them sign all that 89 United Nations sign the agreement to do war against all Muslims? Your behind gonna be in a concentration camp too. Oh yeah, right here in America. You gonna be in a concentration camp. You gonna be genocided. Your baby's killed too. I'll probably be dead by that time. Because Allah don't put a burden on us that we can't handle. Allah knows I couldn't handle it, so I'll probably die before then. But my grandchildren, they'll experience it. Okay? Y'all better wake up. Wa alaikum salam.
¿Cómo estás, señorita?
Oh, that's Dr. Jamali. Yeah, where you been hiding? You didn't send me your schedule. And Dr. Ali, and did you get in touch with Sheikh Saud? Wait, let me see this camera on.
Before that, there's a different answer.
5, 6 emails. There he is, y'all. Turn your cameras. And by the way, that video you did on the prayer, excellent. I'm making shorts for now. I had to stop to do this class, but great video on the. I told the people earlier about how to pray that you put out. Alhamdulillah.
It's very important. You just a person hating Saudi Arabia, hating this, hating this, and please, brother and sister, you have to listen. Sister Laila, she's right. Do not hate the people, but the problem is not the people. The government of every country, Muslim country, the leaders of every country, all the leaders with no question, they have controlling their people. For example, Egypt, for example, it's easy, and the army, the most very corrupted people, yes. But at the same time, they're controlling the people. And the people speak. Saudi Arabia also, the great scholars in the prison. In the prison, the great scholars in the prison. And anybody can speak anything about Palestine or Gaza or this, and they'll be in the prison. Somebody having a t-shirt like this in Gaza, for example, with the flag of Palestinian flag in Saudi Arabia, in the prison straight. So not the people, because the people absolutely, I'm from Gaza. I lost a lot of my family here, you know, but I don't blame the people, the leaders and their army. Plus, the army, for example, the Egypt, the army, they take a lot of money and salary and houses and cars and everything just to be under the president. So please do not hate the people. We should not hate us all. We hate the one he hates us. Hate the Muslims. When he against the Muslim, yes. You can curse them. Allah says, أعوذ بالله لعن الله الكافرين. Allah curse the kafirin. But we should not make a problem with that. You know, we have to respect each other and love each other and make dua for the people.
I thought we're supposed to hate that act.
Yes, actually, my wife did that to hate the act of the people. Yes.
MashaAllah. That's my baby Ayin. Exactly. The act. Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all got to take all that hatred away.
Yeah.
That's what the Kafir want us to do, is to
Exactly.
hate and turn against
Exactly.
each other.
So we should not hate the act, yes. In those the leaders, yes, absolutely. All the leaders, no exception. Not even one leader, not even one leader honest and sincere about Muslims, period.
And
Not
again,
even one.
and the prophet said this would happen, guys. He said it would be our
Exactly.
leaders. This is all in the Hadith. All of this is in
Exactly.
Bukhari and Muslim from A to Z. He said it would be the corrupt leaders that will oppress us and do this to us and turn us against each other. It's the leaders. But you don't sit there and say you hate all the Arabs and you hate all the Jews. I mean, the Egyptians and even calling American Muslims kafir. I mean, gosh, you guys are calling us kafir. I'm a Muslim. Somalis, we're Americans. We're Muslims.
Yes, actually, we're a big number. We have millions of American Muslims here.
Yes.
Legal and illegal Muslims in the country.
Yeah, subhanAllah. Yeah,
but brothers and sisters, the key here, make dua. If you this kind of hate, take it away. And we'll need dua. May Allah guide those people. May Allah guide them to the Islam, ya Rabbi. Return them back to the Islam. I my dua, I make qunut, and say, may Allah return them back to your deen. Because they are Muslims. But they lost it. Because their position, their chair, unfortunately.
Exactly. They type it on the screen. Yep, love all the Muslims. Yeah, not just one race or anything. Exactly. And that's another one of the signs. What did the prophet say? We go back to tribalism. So all this stuff that's happening out of Allah's mercy, he told us what would happen. And he told us what to do. And y'all still got to get back to what do we emphasize here? Aqidah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when these days appear and these trials occur, what will sustain us is Aqidah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Stick firm to that.
Inshallah. Sister Maria, I have a new book.
Let me see.
I received it, alhamdulillah, the day of Laylatul Qadr, 27th of Ramadan. This book. In Arabic, of course, and I wish in English. Called أول مرة, first time, أتدبر القرآن. I comprehend the Quran. And who the author? One person collected from four scholars. The first scholar, Muhammad Mahmoud al-Najdi, is my teacher.
Oh wow, subhanAllah.
He's in Kuwait, and I told him actually.
I know that brother, from the Kuwait. Yes.
Yes, he's right here. And I told the Sheikh, actually, stick to the author if you do it in English, because the Muslim English reading more than Arab.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe,
and I would teach it. Yes. That's my thing. That's why I'm teaching Kareem's books, because he translated them and those are great. But this would be great. I know your teacher. Yeah, I know of him.
From Surah Al-Fatiha to Surah Al-Nas. But and honestly, the here, أول مرة, the first time, أتدبر القرآن, I comprehend the Quran. And honestly, when I started to read the book, sister, you actually, the author is right. The title is good. And truly, when you read Al-Fatiha, why Al-Fatiha? Comprehend Al-Fatiha.
Yes.
The benefit of Al-Fatiha. Many beautiful things in this book. Maybe one day, inshallah, I can read in Arabic.
Yes.
And translate it to the people. And
that would be good.
Inshallah. Yeah. Inshallah.
And when you going to resume your classes, you and Dr. Ali? Is it this weekend, y'all? Aries?
Yeah. Sunday, and actually, I don't have the schedule yet. But inshallah, I will let you know.
Yes. Okay, good. And also Sheikh Saud, is he back?
Sheikh Saud, I believe so.
So
he texted actually my wife. My wife, she's taking course with Minnesota University. Minnesota University, she's taking a master's degree in the Islamic law.
Good.
So he texted her. I will call him, inshallah.
Yeah, ask him when he wants to resume, because a lot of people are asking for his classes. Yeah.
Inshallah, Thursday, I'll call him,
inshallah. Okay, well, alhamdulillah.
Okay, everyone, inshallah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad he came in with that. I am so glad. Subhanallah. Yeah, that's what the thing, sisters and brothers. Don't hate each other. I mean, all of this is talked about in the hadith. I'm going to do that too. A lot of the younger brothers here is asking me, will I do my series on the signs of the last hour again? Yes. When we finish this book, Articles of Belief, because we're almost through with it. When we finish this book of Sheikh Atlee's on the Articles of Belief, I will do my series again on the signs of the last hour. Yeah, because the brother here is saying that I broke it down, so he's never heard a series in English so well. Yes, I'm going to do it because everything that's happening, I mean, out of the mercy of Allah, Allah told us step by step. And the next thing is that war, the United Nations meeting, and I can see it happen soon. But yes, like I said, Iran, all Iran care about is they think they're going to wake up. They think that the Mahdi is in a cave somewhere sleeping for centuries. You know, yeah, they got their own stuff. That's their agenda. It's all an agenda. Everybody's on their own personal agenda, like the Prophet ﷺ said they would be. And who pays the price? We do. We, the people, the Muslim people, pay the price. But our leaders are corrupt. And they're going to get even more corrupt. Even when the Mahdi come, y'all remember that hadith? When the Mahdi does come, what will the Arab leaders be doing? At the Kaaba, fighting over who's going to be the leader over all the Arabs. They're not even going to accept the Mahdi. It will be the men from Uzbekistan who come in pledging allegiance to him. I mean, yeah, I'll do that whole series. And all these hadiths are authentic. They're in Bukhari, Muslim. We just have to learn from the people of knowledge. That's all. Yes, but inshallah, I'll do that. I'll do that series once we finish, because we're almost with this book. When we finish this book, and I'll do that series to replace it. All right, guys. Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments? Yeah, Dr. Ali and Dr. Jamali's class will inshallah resume this weekend. We'll wait for Sheikh Saud to send us his schedule with Dr. Jamali. Yes, tomorrow. Wait, I'm reading this. Let me see. Pourquoi ne parlez pas au français, parlez au anglais, parce que je suis fou maintenant. It hurts my brain to think, to translate, to go from English to French. My brain is too tired. Speaking French, English. Parle français maintenant. Je suis fou. What did I say, Umi Barrow? AY, what did I say? Je suis fou. Geechee. No, they act like they don't hear me. That means I'm crazy right now. My mind is crazy. Foo, crazy. Okay, yes, tomorrow. Okay, they want to know about the classes tomorrow. Tomorrow we have, what is it, Tuesday? My 6 o'clock class. And then we have the 9 o'clock class tomorrow. Yeah, so just the two. And by the way, guys, when you go to my website, Sunnahfollowers.net, look at there. I have the schedule posted of the classes. All the classes are posted there. Yes, just www.sunnahfollowers.net. But we have the 6 o'clock and the 9 o'clock class. I changed my times, 6 and 9. I can't do that 11 o'clock stuff, man. I got to sleep. I'm on the roll. I'm sleeping now at night and exercising in the daytime. Oh, yeah. I get up at Fajr, work out. The weather's beautiful here where I am. 80 degrees, man. Layla's out in the waterfalls. I went to the falls today down the street and sat there and watched the waterfalls with the beavers. We got beavers here. Them little things like big fat rats. Oh yeah, the little beavers. I was watching little beaver, big fat looking rat things. Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, 6 o'clock and 9, not 11. I'm not doing 11 anymore. I have to have a light. Stella got to get her groove on. Yeah. I heard that, sister. She said, Amatula got to get her groove. That's right. Amatula got to get her groove. C'est vrai, c'est vrai. Okay. All right. I'm going to close out now for tonight. Y'all can see we got all these people in the Zoom room sitting there. Jean-Louis. Jean-Louis, ça va?
I'm here.
Okay. Why didn't you answer? You speak French? Yeah. Jean-Louis is, hey, y'all know my girl. Let me show y'all. The little Geechee. Let me show y'all Geechee's Eid picture. Listen to me speaking in French, picture. Geechee's Eid picture. Whoa. Y'all know that she writes all our jingles. Everybody's talking about they love our jingles. Where's the Geechee picture? There she is. There's Geechee, our little Rough Rider. Geechee from Haiti. Yeah, she's from Haiti. What's Dr. Jamali's name doing up there? Let's get his name down. Her husband to get mad. Yeah, look at Geechee, y'all. Pammy, what you think about her picture? I put the music thing here, the little song thing here, and la la, you know, got to make it real for the girl. That's our Rough Rider, jingle rider, Geechee on the day of the Eid. Mashallah. Exactly. Yeah, that's her. Y'all saw Fresno, right? I was trying to get some of y'all picture. There's Precious and the kids. Where's the other one I got? Who else I got? I just got them because I got sleepy. There's Fresno with the cat looking out. The cat on top of the trash can with the Fresno crew. And here's the Sunnah follower kids, the Fresno kids. There's Zora, guys, and Tahira. And there's Precious baby. Yeah, I couldn't get no other pictures because y'all didn't post the pictures up. Yeah, y'all didn't post any other pictures up. Yeah, that's all I got. I got to go on Facebook. Y'all put some pictures up. I saw a picture of Pammy's daughter, and I said I was going to use her picture, and I just hadn't made it yet. Yeah, I was trying to get some of the pictures. Yeah. Yeah, but tomorrow we just got the 6 o'clock class and the 9 o'clock class. Yeah, subhanallah. All right, guys, I'm going to close out. And Shamsa, why come you didn't put no pictures up of the girls? Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to get some pictures of Shamsa's kids for the day of the Eid. I didn't see none of them. Yeah. All right, guys, so let me close out. Feel free to join us in the Zoom room. I will be in because I want to put these shorts out of Dr. Jamali. And make sure y'all look for these shorts. He did some shorts on mistakes that people make in the prayer. He even talked about wiping over the socks. And so when I put these shorts out, you guys are going to love them. Just make sure y'all watch them because, you know, it's for the kids. I mean, for the people here, the new shahadas on how to pray, you know, little mistakes that's made. All right, so let me close out so I can take this hijab off and get live. Get my groove on. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Join us in